Oh, hello there. Before there was Bitcoin, before blockchain and billionaire, there was a question so fundamental that many of us don't think about it anymore. How do you trust someone online? We trust building like this to hold our records. We trust banks to hold our money. We trust Google to deliver our emails. We trust a central authority. But what if you couldn't? Or to put it in a better way, what if you wouldn't? In the early 90s, at the dawn of the public interest, a small group of mathematicians, programmers, and activists saw a future where our freedom would depend on the answer to that question. They called themselves cypherpunks, and they had a radical dream to use mathematics to create a world where trust wasn't given to an authority but was proved by code. Their first challenge was secrecy. How in this world a person can trust is their message is really being transmitted in secrecy or in complete secrecy, where anyone in this world can listen what they are saying. Let's call our player Alice Bob and an eavesdropper Eve. Well, the answer is quite simple, a beautiful trait of maths, known as public key cryptography. Well, we should not get into the very intricate details because it's quite complex. We will keep it simple. Let's assume that Bob has a special kind of mailbox. So let's begin. Bob creates a pair of key, one is public key. Now think it as an open padlock. He can make millions of copies of this padlock and give them to everyone in the world, including allies and a crucially dear eavesdropper Eve. And on the other hand is a private key. Now this is the one and only key that can open that padlock, and he guards this with his life. Well, to say the least, nobody else ever see it. Now when Alice wants to send Bob a secret message, she puts it in a box and snaps on one of his public padlock. Once it's locked, the only thing in the universe that can open it is Bob's private key. Now Eve can see the locked box. She can even have a copy of the padlock herself. But it is useless. She can't open it. The message arrives safely to Bob, who uses his unique secret private key to open it. And just like that, with one key for locking and another for unlocking, they can communicate with perfect secrecy. They don't need to trust the postal service or their email provider. They just trust the mat. Secrecy solved. But secrecy is only half the battle. Bob gets a secret message, but how does he know it actually come from Alice? What's to stop Eve from sending a fake message locked with Bob's public key? Now for this, Alice essentially runs the same trick, but there's a little twist. This trick is now being played in reverse. Now this time she uses her own private key to create a unique, unforgeable seal, a digital signature. So now we both have we have secrecy and identity. Using these two cryptographic ideas, anyone can prove who they are and have a private conversation, all without a central authority. The cypherpunk had their tool. Armed with these tools, the cypherpunks declared their intentions. In his 1993 manifesto, Eric Hughes wrote, privacy is necessary for an open society in electronics age. We cannot expect governments, corporations, or other large, faceless organizations to grant us privacy. We must defend our own privacy if expect to have any. Well, the building blocks were privacy and secrecy. But this was all just our building block. Our main motive was always something different, very important to human civilization, to reinvent something which is in pinnacle of human civilization always. That is money. Yeah, money. Well, this is a physical cash, but we always dreamed of it being digital. Well, there comes a problem, a quite obvious one. We hit a wall here. Well, it's quite easy with physical cash. Once I spend it, I can't do it again. That's quite easy. What's stopping me in the cases of, well, in digital currency? I can copy and paste it 100 times and no one will even notice it. For years, the only solution was to trust a central authority, like banks and librarian, to keep these transactions in ledger so that they can be trusted and to make sure no one else cheats. But the cyberpunks here had the keys and the secret envelopes. But the problem was that they didn't have the shared book that everyone could trust and see. Now, how do you build a decentralized ledger? A book of record that is open to everyone but can't be altered by anyone. Solving that puzzle is going to change the world.